So today is a really important day, and that's why I'm starting the vlog off a bit earlier. Today is the birthday of Pickles. Happy birthday, Pickles! Yay! Happy birthday! So the first thing I'm going to do is give her some of her treats, which I've got just here. She loves these. And then we are going out, that is as in myself and Ellie here. We're going to go out and get her a birthday present from It's at Home. So, the story about Pickles. So, I got Pickles 4 years ago, evidently she's 4 years old. I went to see a different cat, same type, she's a Burmese cross Persian. So, she's quite a specialist breed. She wasn't that cheap, to be fair, but I went to see a different cat who was probably already about her age, maybe a bit younger. And be honest with you, the cat I went to see was pretty shy. She really wasn't happy about being around people at all, which is a little bit like Pickles in a way. But Pickles, once she gets to know you, is absolutely obsessed with you, isn't she? We're masked up. I've just had to delete a load of footage off my phone so that we could carry on. But we're here, and we're going in. And it's really warm. It's crazy because have you seen the floods in Germany? They've had it really bad, and for some reason the weather here is absolutely fantastic. It's kind of ironic because we're normally the other way around, I would have thought. But anyway, with that news over, let's go into Pets at Home and see what we can get the little kitten for a prezi. So knowing Pickles, I think this is our first choice. It's actually a little bit cheaper as well. Okay, we're going to test this one as well. It's only a few pounds. Hey, what's this? One out of 10. Cat doesn't give. Oh, oh. So to celebrate Pickles' birthday, I'm having a Pickles barbecue. No, I'm not pickling. I'm barbecuing Pickles, but we're having a barbecue nevertheless. Anything for her? Well, she's very fussy. She likes her own food, so probably not. I thought though, whilst I was out here, I would set up my laptop, and I'm using this here, OTG Technologies. I just picked this up the other day. I would have done an unboxing, but honestly, this was literally the only thing with its nice, chunky, decent cable, which you can see here in the box. Now this is, as you can see, it's called a Nucleus. If you're going to look for it though, look for the YH-045P model. All the details are there. 26,800 mAh power bank. Now what this does is this effectively outputs the same voltage that comes out of your power adapter. So it doesn't output a weedy sort of 18 volts, which is what a lot of power banks chuck out. This thing chucks out 100 watts, so it's as good as the battery that's in the Mac. However, what I will say is, and I've noticed this and I've read up on this, that power banks that you buy for the Mac or any laptop will typically run out a lot quicker, even though there's ash. Even though that this will typically only use an 8000 mAh, so that's, I think, milliamps or mega amp or whatever it is, an hour. Oh my god, there's ash coming all over. Whilst this typically will use a fairly small battery, it's far more optimum with it because it doesn't I think it's because it doesn't see it as a power source, so it's more careful about how it uses the battery. Anyway, whatever it is that does it, this thing is basically using the battery and it uses it a lot quicker. Today has been really hot, but really nice. Yeah, anyone in the UK now will have experienced these temperatures. Luckily we've got one of these inflatable hot tubs here, which just takes the edge off. Actually today I've turned off the heating on the hot tub itself. I just want to get into something cool and bubbly. Had some tapas earlier, which you saw, and planning to do some music a bit later on. So this has turned out to be a really nice day though. Pickles even seemed to enjoy a bit of water being thrown on her, briefly anyway, just to cool her down. So, plan today is gonna go and do some nature synth programming. Gonna show you guys how in nature you can make a synth sound great. Gonna go and sit somewhere really nice. Gonna go through some of the synths, have a look at the their online their virtual synths. I'm not gonna touch on anything complicated. It's just to give you an idea as to how you can be creative with a synth, how you can take somebody else's sound and adjust it and play with it and tweak it to your own heart's desire, but keeping it really simple as well, so you can show how you can do a bit of easy sound design without the complications. So here we are. Found a location that we're going to spend the afternoon at. The good thing is it's nice and sheltered, so I was panicking that I wouldn't be able to see the studio. I've set this up here. It's a sheltered area. It's an absolutely glorious day here today. We've got snacks as well, which we got from yesterday's tapas experience that I set up. So it's such a nice day, I just had to get in. Oh, it's pretty cold, mind. There are crayfish in here as well, so hopefully I won't get nipped. But it's just so nice in here today. Ah. What was that, Annie? So, welcome to the little studio set up by the river. I wanted to have a quick look at this track I was messing around with recently. And I'm going to bring up a couple of different plugins that I've got on here. So one of them I like to use is Diva. Now, I don't know how well you can hear this, but it's not really about hearing it so much as seeing what I'm doing. On here, basically, there are two or three things that you want to look at with a plugin like this. So I know that people have said to me that they find some of the stuff I talk about quite complicated. I thought I'd break it down for them and make it simple. Basically, the areas that you mainly want to worry about when you're looking at a synth. You go through the presets on here, pick a preset, which I've done, singing needles in this case. Okay. But then there's only really a few other areas that if you're going to just suddenly dive in and get creative, I would go for. I would look at the cutoff, which is this one here, and your envelopes over here, which is your attack, decay, sustain, release. That's what will change it from being a long-lasting note into a plucky short note, for example. The cutoff will do this. Which I'll show you something really cool with the cutoff in a minute. The cutoff is basically getting rid of the high frequencies in this case. You can change them to do different things, but that's typically what you do when you're doing a filter of this type of music. And your attack, decay, sustain and release ADSR, which are up here, these ones will change the type of note. So yeah, basically that's what that lot does. Now, I want to just bring it back to where it was. So typically that's how you'd use this, but there are other things over here which you can adjust. These are the octaves, these can be quite handy as well. So change the octaves will go up and down. So there you go. So you can play around with those. Those are your oscillators basically in the octaves that they're playing in. And that's really all it comes down to. So it's really simple. If you want to get into messing around with synths, honestly, just look at those areas and you're fine to go. Let's just get rid of the score here. There's another area to look at as well, which is in Serum. You can do this with all of them, by the way. It's just that I find it easier to show in Serum. In Serum, you can adjust the. You remember I was talking in here about this cutoff here that you can move up and down. Well, you can also apply an oscillation to it. Which will control various parameters. Really quick way of just showing that actually really nicely is to bring up Serum. Let's get just a right, so let me just copy down some audio as well. There's some MIDI notes in there. So at the moment it's already got some fairly sophisticated stuff going on here. What we want to do is just get rid of everything just to show what this can do. So what you want to do is you can change this in here, this sound basically. I've just changed it to be like an envelope and to do it quite quickly. Let's move it up a bit. There we go. Being attacked by a wasp. The only problem in nature is you get attacked by insects. So as you can see here, all these parameters are basically controlling different things that you drag and drop them to. This one, for example, this LFO tool, what I did was I dragged it and I clicked it onto the cutoff here. So this curvy thing then gets applied to the movement of the... So basically, as you can see, you can tame, destroy, create, do whatever you like with it. So it really is a lot more simple than you think. To use some of these things. Whether I'd use something like that, I don't know. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't use it in this respect. But that's kind of by the by, really. And you've got similar things in Diva. You've got LFOs in here as well, so you can always use an LFO in Diva. And you can apply it to different things here. So yeah, it's the cutoffs, the attacks, decays, and the LFOs to control them, I would say are the main areas to look at. The rest is effects. To be honest with you, once you've gone through that, you've covered most of it. I mean, there are loads and loads of other things. The oscillators up here have different wave shapes and stuff like that. But if you find yourself a sound that you kind of like to start with, and then you start going through the cutoff, attack, decay, you can usually find yourself into a territory where you've done minimal work. Creating a sound from scratch is fun, but very time consuming when you're writing music, so I personally wouldn't recommend doing too much of it. Anyway, as you can see, this is a cool setup to have out here. I'm going to play for a bit and do some music, and hopefully wrap this little vlog up now. So cheers for watching, and I'll catch you again next week.